In today's video, I'm going to be going over everything that's going to be added in Minecraft's newest update 1.20, and this is everything that we know so far. So let's get into it. Now, starting off, this is everything that's going to be added in Minecraft's 1.20 update, and there is quite a bit. So let's go over everything, starting with pottery. Now, pottery will be one of the newest additions that was supposed to be added actually in 1.17, and now it's just being added in with all the archaeology stuff. So going through this, there are a ton of different types of pottery shards that you can get, which all give you a new design on the pot. As you can see, all of these are pretty cool. Some of them have unique designs like the sniffer or a wolf, as well as creepers and fire, which all these are really cool to spice up your base and are going to be really interesting to find. But we'll get into that a bit later. Now, going over here, we do got the crafting recipe for these. Now, to craft these, what you can use is either a mix of bricks and a shard, or just straight up bricks or straight up shards. Now, what I mean by this is you can either make it out of just shards, use a combination, or you can make it fully out of brick. And that depends on how much sides you want to this. As you can see, if you only use one shard, you will only get one side fully completed. But if you want all 4 sides to be decorated, you're going to need 4 shards, which are going to be kind of hard to get considering that you're going to have to dig for it. But then going on to the kind of uses for this. Now, as you can see, you can't traditionally put flowers into these pots, but rather you can put a flower pot on top of the pot and then put a flower in it. Now, this is actually kind of cool considering that they have this little spot made for the pot, and you can actually plant your own little flowers in it. So this will just be an improvement, a bigger pot if you want it, or you can use it for other things like buildings. Now, you can use it with combinations of blocks. As you can see, you can just rest a block on top of this, just like so, and it looks like a kind of pillar. As well as this, you can just stack multiple pots on top of each other, and it will obviously stack just like so, instead of leaving this little thing on top, which I feel like could be really cool in conjunction with this. As you can see, it's like a little pillar, and you can design it any way you want. But now that you've seen the pots, how do you actually get them? Well, that comes from archaeology. Now, archaeology will revolve around a brush and finding suspicious sand and suspicious gravel. Now, what you'll do when you find these, which can be in structures like desert temples or desert wells, you can simply brush off the surface and it will reveal any type of shards or any loot that you might get. And then it will turn it back into normal gravel or sand, which I do feel like is pretty cool. To craft this, all you're going to need is a stick, a piece of copper, and a feather. And then you got yourself a brush. As you can see, it's just a pretty easy recipe to make, and anyone can start digging straight away. But now let's go on to some of the bigger stuff in this update, the new types of wood. We got 2 new types of wood, all of the cherry wood and the bamboo. Now, both of these got everything that wood comes with. And we'll go through these. As you can see, we got the log, we got the stripped log, all of the planks, the doors, the trapdoors, and all of this stuff, as well as the sapling and these petals. Now, these petals are kind of unique as they're similar to candles. When you place one down, you can stack multiple, as you can see, up to 4. And these can only be found in cherry blossom biomes. As you can see, they'll be scattered around the floor just like so, and you can only get them here. You cannot grow them anywhere else, so you're gonna have to stock up on them while you're in a biome like this. And as well as that, if you get these cherry leaves, they also emit particles when on top of a block just like so. As you can see, they're dropping particles, which is pretty cool considering not many blocks are like this. But then going on, we have both of the boats, which are a nice pink color. Now onto the bamboo. Now, the bamboo block is the weird type of wood because it does not have any saplings. Rather, it's just grown off of bamboo, which you can only find in bamboo forests. But then obviously once you find it, you can grow it instantaneously and have a ton of bamboo blocks. Now, as you can see, all of these bamboo blocks are pretty cool, and it comes with everything else but a sapling. The coolest part, by far, is the rafts. Now, the rafts are just a retextured boat, but as you can see, they're just not the color swap version. These are actually full-on rafts, and obviously they look pretty cool. Now you can get one with a chest, and it's just a cooler way of getting around the water without looking boring like you just got a different colored boat. But that's practically all of the different wood types that are going to be added in this update, and I do feel like they're pretty cool. But going along with wood, we have the new hanging signs. The hanging signs come in all of the wood variations, including the new types of wood, as well as all of the former types of wood, which all of these look pretty cool. As you can see, they're all textured to their different types of wood, and I do feel like this would be a really good integration into the game, especially since there are many uses to them in building. But then the last decorations being added into this game are the two new flower types. Now these two new flower types come from the sniffer. One is the torch flower, and the other one is the pitcher. Now both of these flowers look pretty cool and can be grown. Now their seeds look like this for the torch flower. The torch flower has 3 stages just like so, and it'll give you this flower. Now it's not a crop, it's just a flower which you can have for decoration, like put in flower pots and that type of stuff, but not much after that. And then the pitcher also has 5 variations and gives you this flower. As you can see, you can break it and you'll only get the flower, just like so. And this will be treated like a normal flower, nothing really more. And you can just get cyan dye out of it, which I do feel like is pretty cool. For the torch flower though, you'll be able to get orange dye, which is good to know if you're trying to get any of these dyes and want to just farm for it. Just get some bone meal and some of these seeds and you'll be fine. Now, unlike all of the other 2 stackable flowers, this one, if you do spam bone meal on it, will not grow and duplicate. This is different than the sunflower and all the other types of bushes. As you can see, the sunflower will duplicate while this will not. But anyways, after all of the decorations, we have the armor trims. Now the armor trims are some of the coolest things coming into the game, and this is simply because it will give you so much more customization with your armor, especially in the late game. As you can see, you can get netherite armor to look like this, which just looks insane. And it's 100% a great way to add customization in with the already pre-existing banner shields and stuff like that. So adding this in is a great addition. Now there is a ton of different armor trims that you'll have to be using. As you can see, there is a whole ton and will provide so much variation for you. Now with all of these armor trims, you will also have to combine it with something to give it color. And the color comes from each type of ore. Now, this includes stuff like netherite, which is insanely hard to get, as well as diamond and the likes. So getting some of these armor trim colors might be really hard, but as you can see, some of them are really worth it. But let's go into how you make these. Now, first, obviously, you're going to need the armor trims. Now to find these armor trims, all of them will be in different structures. Now obviously it may be hard getting all of them, but some of them are definitely worth it. I'm not going to show every combination considering that there's so much, and all of these will obviously have something for different types of armor, which is insane. Plus all the color combinations leads to so much customization in this game now. But let's get into how to actually make these now. So first, what you're going to need to do in the new smithing table is simply put in the template, then put in your piece of armor, and then put in a color. Now, as you can see, if I were to put in a color just like so, we get the newest armor trim. It tells us what material we used on it and which armor trim it has on it. Now, these can be switched out. As you can see, I can change the color on this pretty easily. And I can change it to whatever kind of type I want. When you take it out, you can also redo the armor trim if you don't like the current one you have on it. You can simply switch it by just doing the same process. But obviously, you're going to want to add different armor trims to all your types of armor, just like so. and this can be done with practically any armor type. This can be done to all of them besides the Elytra. But as you can see, this is pretty cool, and I can wear this, and now I look a lot cooler and more customized in this game, which is something that we never thought we'd be able to do. Which is why I think everybody is equally excited about this, especially for a bunch of late game players. Now, the other thing that's being added in with the armor trims is the Netherite upgrade. Now, the Netherite upgrade is required to upgrade a diamond gear to actually Netherite. So you'll need to find this inside a bastion structure, and that's the only way you'll be able to get this. But don't worry, once you have an armor trim or the Netherite upgrade, all you're gonna have to do is simply just put it into the crafting table and you can recreate them. Now, this is obviously different for every piece of gear, but if you just search it up, you can see how to craft these. So you can just duplicate them, but it will cost you 7 diamonds, which is a lot, but it makes sense since this is all mostly late game stuff. But it's just going to be really fun trying to get these, and also upgrading to Netherite will be a lot harder now, which I do feel like it's a good thing considering Netherite gear was super easy in the past. So having something like this in place might make it a little bit harder and the game a little bit slower, which I do think is good as you won't get worn out as easily. But now, lastly, onto the last few items, we have the music disc. Now, the latest music disc is this one. I'm not going to play it here, but as you can see, we do have a new music disc, which I do feel like this one's pretty cool as well, considering it's kind of like the dirt, archaeology type themed, which is nice. As well as this, we have the bundle. Now, the bundle is not yet confirmed to be in the 1.20 update, but obviously if it is, this is what it looks like. It's the same as the past. You just right click a bunch of items into it and you can pick it up, or you can right click a singular item that would take up 1 hotbar space normally and it will fill it up. Otherwise, you can get 64 blocks into this, and you can place them all back down by right-clicking again, which I do think is pretty cool, and I do hope it comes into this update. And then we got the calibrated sculk sensor. Now, having a lectern and a book and quill, as well as a comparator going into the calibrated sculk sensor, you will get something like this. Now, as you can see, if I were to jump, it will give off a sculk sensor signal. But if I were to change the setting, as you can see, to 3, I can jump all I want and it won't detect it. It will only detect certain signals that I give off that is not specifically just me doing any action near it, which I do think is really cool and will be really useful for traps and the like. And I do think would be really interesting with all of the newest redstone machines being made. But now on to our last topic, which is the sniffer. Now, the sniffer is the newest mob coming into Minecraft, which will have a baby variation as well. Now, the sniffer will occasionally find seeds underground, just like the torch flower, and as you can see, it is pretty cool. It will also have a sniffer egg. Now, the sniffer egg, when placed normally, will just take 20 minutes to hatch or so. But if you place it onto a moss block, as you can see with the particles, it will hatch a lot faster. About 2 times as fast as a normal one, which is really cool and a great way if you want to get the sniffer in your worlds a lot faster. But obviously the sniffer eggs will crack over time, so you can't just keep them as a decoration. But besides that, the sniffer is a really cool mob, bigger than the player I might add, and almost as big as a Ravager. Which is nice to see a little bit more of the bigger mobs coming into Minecraft, especially ones that are going to be roaming around the overworld, considering that we don't really have that much. But anyways, this is all that's being added in the 1.20 updates, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll make sure to do more of these videos as we get more information coming with the newest 1.20 updates. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.